Welcome in, everyone. We are here at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, awaiting the matchup of the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm joined here by Josh Wolliver, Matthew, and Chase Coburn. Matthew, this is a matchup that no one really expected going into the season. What do you got? What do you think? Who do you think comes out on top?
You see, that is an interesting question. Of course, as you said, no one expected this matchup, but I think that I am going to have to go with the Washington Wizards here. I know that they do sometimes struggle during the regular season, but in a big game like this, scoring points on the board is really all that matters, and I know that Jordan Poole can do that. I know that Kyle Kuzma can do that, and I think that they're really going to be able to deliver and perform a great game. And I mean, Mikal Bridges, he could score, but he's not here anymore, so it's definitely going to be a bit of a struggle bust for them. So I'm going to have to go with Washington in this one.
Yeah, before we get to Josh, it's been really interesting in terms of how the Nets have been performed this season. A lot of the young stars have showed out. Jalen Wilson, Noah Clowney, Cam Thomas, Nick Claxton. Josh, who do you see coming out on top today?
Yeah, this is going to be a decisive Game 7. We saw it all series. It's really who's going to be the better. No, this is Game 7. It's who's going to be the better defensive team. Neither of these teams have that true natural score. And to me, the Nets have the bigger defensive presence. I love what they did re-signing Nick Claxton in the offseason. His post presence, he's able to rebound, he's able to steal, he's able to block. And on the offensive side of the ball, he's able to lay it up, dish it out for assists. I like what the Nets have depth-wise. I like Dorian Finney-Smith. Cam Thomas, obviously the best scorer on that team. He has got the three-point ability. And then you talked about it, Jalen Wilson. I mean, diamond in the rough. He's came out of nowhere. He's been the 25-point scorer a game that the Nets thought he could be when they drafted him. And then Dariq Whitehead has came back off injury. He's played a nice key role in their lineup. I think the Nets have the better depth, they have the better post presence, and their defense is better. I'm taking Brooklyn.
Well, let me tell you, I'm taking. I mean, it's very interesting, actually, before I do say that, because you look at Cam Thomas, right, second team All-Pro this season, one of the best scorers in the National Basketball Association. Then you look at Nick Claxton as the Defensive Player of the Year for Brooklyn. So theoretically, they have the talent, but then you look at rookie prospects. I mean, Bub Carrington and Alex Sarr have been the main two for Washington this season, and they have played amazing. Alex Sarr, obviously, winning Rookie of the Year. Bub Carrington making first team All-Rookie. So these are two of the best young offensive talents in the entire NBA, and I feel that they could come up clutch for the Wizards in this series. To me, I think the key for the Wizards is going to be Jordan Poole. He was a Sixth Man of the Year candidate. He's been great coming off the bench since Brian Keefe moved him there earlier last season. So I think the key for Jordan Poole will be, can he come off the bench? Can he compete with a guy like Cam Thomas when you score the basketball? To me, I think it will be very tough. I think the Wizards win. I think they move on to the NBA Finals, their first one since 1979. But I do think it will be a very interesting matchup from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting matchup. Not what anyone really expected going into 2024. Matthew, what do you think is going to be the X factor for whoever wants to win today?
So I said that I have the Wizards winning this. And in terms of an X factor, we have Sarr starting, but he's really struggled offensively this season. Now, they do have a center off the bench who's been averaging 11.6 points per game and can really bring some good bench production, and that's going to be Richaun Holmes. He's played a big role when Sarr has failed to deliver at some points this year, and I think that in a game that matters, he'll really be able to step up and make a difference.
Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7, Wizards versus Nets. We'll be back right after this.